Part of Magneto's sentence is to watch over our archives.
God, what did he do?
It's Magneto, bro. He did so much.
Magnet, bro.
He literally destroyed New York City single-handedly.
I'm just saying that out loud. I realize that would just be Magnet, bro.
It's just with a different emphasis.
That's a good character name.
Well,
we should
spell
work
it.
on
You could
that.
spell it different.
Magnet, bro?
You could spell it Magnete, bro. Magnet, bro.
But then I feel like you have to incorporate like,
Or it'd be like Magneto, bro.
like you're a super tiny, like person who can manipulate metals and shit. Like
or mags,
Magneet,
like
bro.
gun magazines.
I was like, wait.
Or no, he uses magazines really neat.
Hello and welcome to Good Enough. I am Sam, joined as always by Matt.
Hello.
And Robbie.
Yo.
Guys, it's been quite some time.
Yes.
This is the first time we're seeing each other too in like 4 months.
Yep.
It hasn't been 4 months.
No.
It's been
About 4 weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. What has everyone been up to? I feel like we need to do some catching up.
Nothing.
Okay. We are off to a great start.
What are we doing here today?
This is a podcast we record.
Oh,
It's called
right.
Good Enough. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It makes me sad that we missed a few weeks because we almost made it a full year with an episode every week. We were so close.
Yeah. Our mixer gave up the ghost on us.
Yep. The last episode we recorded.
Yeah, I gave up the ghost on us. And you know, anytime a podcast has a ghost given up on them, it's at least a month.
Our mixer, no, it gifted us with a ghost. That ghost is still here, by the way.
Oh, I know. I could hear it.
It's
I
the
just heard you
ghost
have to say,
of
don't lick a ghost gift in the mouth.
lick. It's look. First of all, do you think the saying is "don't lick a gift horse in the mouth"?
I mean, that is good advice.
It is good advice. Yeah, absolutely.
But it is a ridiculous thing to need to be given advice for.
Matt, stop licking horses.
But why is look better?
I mean, because it doesn't
Are you
involve
asking?
your
Hold
tongue.
on, yeah, are you asking why it's better to look at something than to lick it?
But it's telling you don't look. Both of them are good advice.
Yeah, but I mean, one goes without saying, though.
Or it should.
Should yeah? I don't know.
Should.
How many gift horses have you licked? Is it too late?
No, because I've always been told don't.
Is it too late to have this conversation?
What's a gift horse?
It's a horse
Is it
that
like,
comes
is
to
it,
your
is it
birthday party.
legitimately like? Is it just a horse that's been given as a gift?
No, it's a horse that comes to your birthday and brings you a gift.
Yeah, I don't know how it works in like the white community, but in the Mexican community, a big horse pulls in all your presents. And it's not like the
Like
presents are on
Santa?
the... I mean, if anything, more like a reindeer pulling a sled full of gifts.
What if
Because-
Santa was a
Wait a minute.
But hang on.
Wait a minute. Wait. Does Santa pull your sleigh in your stories?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Carries the sleigh on his back.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is about a reindeer who kills Santa and takes his place. Imagine the movie The Santa Claus, but with Rudolph in place of Tim Allen.
Yeah, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer shouts Santa off his roof while with his son.
That
Yeah.
brings up a good point though. Like, what if, so Tim
like it
Allen,
does it,
what if
but-
Tim Allen killed Santa Claus, so he became Santa Claus? What if Santa Claus is like killed by a mountain lion?
That's a good question.
Does that mountain lion then become Santa Claus?
I'm imagining the scene where they come back, where they arrive back at the North Pole.
It's just a cougar
It's a
in a
cougar in
fucking...
the sleigh, but
Oh,
like,
the beard.
and he just like starts mauling all the.
Like, can one cougar
Oh, look,
just...
Santa's back. Santa's back. Oh no, he's a cougar.
Can one cougar decimate Santa's village? Like,
No, they
do
have, they have
you
magic
think they
and
have
stuff.
weaponry?
Do elves have guns?
There's got to be some kind of elf.
Okay, so then does the elf that kills this fucking cougar become Santa?
yeah, it's just like a. Speaking, did you guys hear what the guy that strangled a cougar with his bare hands? This is a real thing.
A cougar fought a bear?
Oh my god!
with bare hands?
There was this guy. He was like running.
Imagine a bear with human hands.
No.
There was like a guy.
Man, bear, pig.
There was a guy
yeah.
like running, and there was like a mountain lion, and the mountain lion attacked him, and he killed it with his bare hands by strangling it.
That's what I would have done.
How strong do you have to be?
I would have DDT'd that cougar.
They said it was a smaller cougar, but still.
I would have performed the rock bottom. There's
And
no
that's-
way he would be able to get up after that.
I'd prefer the people's elbow, and like, there's no way the cougar would know to move.
And like strangling something. That's like very intimate. Like he had to look the mountain lion in the eyes.
I mean, I can't picture a human having enough hand strength to do it. Like with the arm choking it like that, maybe, but I can't imagine it.
Put a mountain lion in a sleeper hold.
Like strangling it though, like with your hands. That seems
It's like
impossible.
It's like crying.
The biggest plot twist came when the guy found out that cougar was Santa Claus.
And he was only surprised because he was gifted a fucking red suit as soon as the cougar died.
Wait, did the cougar look like Santa Claus?
No.
So with the mountain lion that kills Santa, would it be like chubby?
Well, have
Yeah.
you not seen the
Have you
Santa
not-
Claus?
Have you not seen that documentary, The Santa Claus?
So the next time the cougar was in the restroom and he saw himself in the mirror,
After he was shaving.
he would notice he was getting heavier. And then, like Sam said, like he'd notice some gruff, go shave, and then it would grow back instantly.
Hey, Matt, do me a favor. Go let Bear out.
Now that like we're wearing headphones, it's very clear that we can hear him every time.
Very much so. Yeah, so what would you call that movie? The Cougar Claus?
No, I'd call it the Santa Claus. Because the title has nothing to do, does not explain that a human being or...
But Santa's his name, right?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be... What would his name be if it was a cougar involved?
No, I think Santa's a being because they all become Santa.
They're not beans. What kind of bean would Santa be? I think pinto.
Sam,
I guess
Sam,
I'd say-
Sam, what do you
I
think?
guess red kidney.
I've got to no chili because cold lives in the North Pole.
But what's a chili bean?
Yeah, chili bean isn't a bean.
That could be a pinto bean or a kidney bean.
Well, I mean, with my recipe, you need a pinto, kidney, and I forgot what other kind of bean I use. That's why I
we
have...
derailed your joke there.
I was actually really proud of that coming up with that joke.
It was good. It was funny.
God, I don't know why we're back doing this bullshit.
How did we get to the Santa Claus?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Oh, the ghost.
The ghost of our
The
mixer.
ghost of our mixer.
And then
gift horse licking.
Well, licking had nothing to do with it.
And then the horses bringing gifts.
You licking horses got us to gift horse. But anyway, what have I been doing? Is that what you asked before?
Yeah. What have you been doing?
I've been playing video games.
Oh.
One in particular.
Is it called? I couldn't come up with a joke.
Well, at least you derailed. At least you stopped me from speaking. Oh, you're just not going to answer, Matt?
Did you ask me a question? I
Okay.
apologize.
Anyway,
We asked.
I was looking up something. I was looking up the gift horse thing.
What did it say? What did you find?
It said, "Don't look a gift horse in the mouth," and I found out why. It's because you can tell how old a horse is by their teeth.
All right, I actually have more questions after that because
so yeah, now you're definitely getting that horse as a gift. And don't look at it too closely because you're going to see it's an old, dead, dried up horse.
I hope you kept the receipt for this horse.
I wonder if it was easier to give horses as a gift back in the day than it is now.
Well, sure, because that was like a primary mode of transportation.
But I feel like giving a horse as a gift would be like a really big gift. It'd be like giving someone a cart.
Oh, it'd be like giving someone a huge financial burden, if you ask me.
But like things didn't.
Oh wait,
cost
are you talking about
anything
then or now?
Then?
Okay, yeah, then probably would be
Think,
like
things didn't cost anything back then.
Like, how many Sweet 16s, how many Mustangs do you think were given away at Sweet 16s?
Mustangs.
That is a really good. I have to give credit for that one. That was a good joke.
Oh, but you didn't like my chili bean joke.
I said it was a good
At least
joke.
mine made sense.
So did mine.
Except there's no such thing as a chili bean.
But there's such thing as chili beans.
Okay, yeah, but
Like it's a chili is like a dish that's made with beans.
no, we
And
understand.
you've heard it referred to as chili beans, right?
I've never seen a single bean that said that, and someone said like that's a chili bean.
And you're not willing to make that leap for my funny joke.
I mean, if it were funny, maybe.
Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah, good.
Good, everybody.
It's the greatest remake ever.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm confident in that.
I don't know what else I'd put ahead of it.
That's because it's the best.
What other remakes are there? When are they going to remake the Santa Claus?
Oh man, I feel like they have, but it's just been called something different.
Did anyone see the
No,
okay.
Jack Frost one.
Oh my god.
No, I did.
We
not.
watched Jack Frost over the holidays like 2 or 3 times. Because of
the Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Jack Frost.
Have you seen it lately?
Not lately.
It's
no.
so bad.
That movie's terrible.
I have good memories associated with the movie though. I remember really liking it when I was a kid.
Well, don't watch it now.
Yeah, because you'll realize how dumb you were as a kid.
Yeah, dude, Resident Evil it's so good. The I think what impresses me most, like playing this game, you can feel like the love and attention that Capcom has for this game, and it's like all over. It's all over this game. This is to me like the benchmark for how remakes should be done in the future.
Yeah, 100%. Although that's, I don't know. Yes, I agree with you. Like everyone should put this much love and dedication to a remake for like such a classic game, but man, like just because they took it from, I mean, they made it a third-person shooter. Like it's just
They made it a third-person shooter while retaining the survival horror.
yeah, and like the fixed camera angles in the first one where it was scary because you literally couldn't know what was around the corner until you turned the corner. This one does that with lighting. I feel like you need your flashlight when it's dark, and even when it does, it always feels like it's not enough. Like you can't just walk straight down the hallway and see everything. Like your peripherals immediately, like it's just all focused on the beam of light, and it's incredible. Like so many times, like I walked into a room, and just in the shadows was a zombie standing there. That it wasn't until I got too close to it that it made a noise or did anything. But
Yeah, and it's funny because like it plays with your expectations. Like, oh, I expect there to be a zombie around this corner, and a lot of times
there isn't.
There isn't. But other times there are, and I'm thinking of one specific example in the lab towards the end of the game, when you have to go up the stairs after freezing the solution. There's a zombie in that stairwell right when you walk in the door.
Yeah.
And like you you expect to run into zombies. This game plays off of expectations. It's like, oh, there's going to be zombies. And yeah, there's zombies, but like they space out the zombies in such a way where it's still scary every time.
Yeah, and not only that, where in the first one you could escape a zombie, you just go through a door, they can't follow you, anything like that, and like those zombies stay in that room. This one, they can follow you. They'll like 1, 2, or 3 of them will pile up on a door till it busts open, and then 3 zombies are just in your room now.
And then what do you do?
And then they follow you. If you leave through a path where they can like bust doors down, they'll follow you.
How they'll follow you forever?
I'll tell you. I was just gonna get to that because over here watching Sam play, there were zombies that I have yet to in my 6 playthroughs see where they were in his playthrough.
I got that in my B run through. I got that main hall so fucking crowded.
Yeah, I've literally never seen that many zombies in the main hall, and like
having to navigate the main hall plus like the tyrant.
Yeah. Oh my god, I died twice last night just trying to get to the thing in in Claire's B run.
But it's a remake in every sense of the word. They built it from the bottom up, and people who like played the original Resident Evil 2 to death still like it's a treat because they play off of your expectations and like memory of the original one.
Especially like your memory. Like if you think you're going in as like, well, I know where everything is. I know the layout.
You don't.
Well, you'll know the layout, but rooms have been moved around. Like things have been placed in different areas. Like some of the puzzles are different. There's a new puzzle.
I was watching because I played the crap out of Resident Evil 2 on PS1. But I was watching sort of a let's play of the original just to sort of refresh my memory. And like where you meet the liquor in the first one is a lot earlier than where you meet the liquor in the remake. And stuff like that where like the liquors are there. You just don't know when they're gonna show up. Those guys are dicks, by the way.
And even between the A and B playthroughs, like you go through an A playthrough, they're not all the monsters and stuff aren't going to be in the same place when you come back and do the B playthrough.
Mm-hmm. So I haven't played it yet, and I didn't play the original Resident Evil 2. What are the A and B playthroughs?
Well, so you'll either start off as Leon or
Right.
Claire, do that one, and then if you follow up with the opposite character and do their B playthrough, you'll get like technically like the full story. So you'll have to play 2 playthroughs to get the full story. A Leon or Claire A, then the opposite B. And that also gives you like the quote unquote true ending and like just
and it's like it's the same story but told from a different angle.
Yeah.
Like you still have to go through all the major locations like the police department, the sewers, and the lab, but it's just like slightly different, and it's like what the other character's doing at the same time, kind of.
Yeah. So like things that happened in your first playthrough will happen in your so the easiest example is a helicopter crash. Like a helicopter crash is, I don't know, maybe like 20, 30 minutes into like an A playthrough. Mm-hmm. Then it happens right at the beginning of your B playthrough. So it kind of lets you know the timeline of like, so while he was doing this, you were doing this outside of the police station. Okay. Once you got in, Leon had already left, and apparently a bunch of zombies reset puzzles and put things back where they needed to go.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that was missing that I was surprised is the zapping. Like in the original, if you pick something up in the A playthrough, it wouldn't be there for the B playthrough. So you would strategically leave stuff.
Yeah,
there's
one example
knowing that you're gonna have to come back and you might need it.
Yeah,
leave it for.
Yeah, like if you play as Leon A in the original, you have an option to like pick up a submachine gun and also a grenade launcher. I forget what the other choice is, but like he says like, oh, I should consider leaving this for Claire. Like, and there's not a lot of that happens in this one, but like there's cool like little notes that each character leaves for the other one.
Yeah,
that I really like.
There's still that that sense of like, oh, someone's already been here. The B playthrough is easier. Like some of the items you need
it's shorter,
are streamlined to be in an area you'll access. Like you would get it before you would in the A playthrough. You'd have to do a lot of backtracking and stuff. So with that, it kind of makes it feel like, oh well, the second person just dropped it here when they were done with it, and like it's an easier position for me to find it.
How do Leon and Claire know each other?
They just meet that night.
That's what I
they
thought.
meet right away. And the true ending with Sherry, she's all, "Are you boyfriend and girlfriend?"
It's like,
and they go, "Oh, no, we just met last night."
And then
Claire goes, "I'll be a hell of a first date, though."
And then Leon was like, "Yeah, you're telling me." Never mentioning the fact that he had like a little tryst with some secret spy.
Oh, I know.
We like kissed and like at the very end, like was saying
anything,
I missed him. I miss her.
He's more connected to Ada than he is Claire at this point.
100%. And he was like, "That would have been a crazy first date."
Mind.
Mainly because there was another woman involved.
Yeah, another woman. He met 2 women in one night and like considered falling in love with with both of them.
Go Leon.
One of them died. Well, according to him, like.
Well.
Ooh, did she? No, she didn't. He thinks she did. I want to talk about like some of the other improvements that they made to this game, like the quality of life stuff, the map especially.
That is,
I love the map in this game.
you see it in action, and it's like, how is this not a standard
in every game.
Yeah, like man, so you'll walk into a room, and as you're in it, it'll be red. Because if there's stuff in the room, it'll be red. Once you get close enough to the stuff for like an icon to pop up to pick it up, it then marks it on the map.
That's cool.
So you don't have to pick everything up or have to, like, I don't know, anyone who's played a Resident Evil game, there's no way you haven't spent tons of time at the map screen trying to remember where that red plant or that green herb you saw was. And now this one, it's just like, it's all there. Just little pictures of everything and tells you exactly what's there, where it is.
It also tells you, like, what you need to unlock doors. Like, if you come across, like, a diamond door, but you don't have the diamond key, it makes a note on your map. It says, oh, this is a diamond lock.
Yeah, this is a diamond door. Like, it'll.
So when you find the diamond lock, you're like, oh, shit, I can go unlock.
Does that make it too easy?
No.
No.
Fuck no. If anything, it's...
That's the thing. The quality of life improvements are so brilliant because it doesn't do anything to diminish like the intensity.
You still have to you'll still end up backtracking a ton, but it's not but it'll be like story reasons, and then you're like, oh well, I have to go back through here, so I'll be able to pick this and this up since I missed it last time. So it's never been like no. Definitely doesn't make anything easier.
In this game, like, it encourages playthroughs. It's meant to be replayed over and over. And Robbie and I were talking about how, like, our first playthroughs were like 15 hours.
My Leon A was 10 hours, 20 minutes, and Claire B was like around the same, maybe just 10 hours.
Yeah, and then the playthrough that I finished this morning was 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, my fastest playthrough is 2 hours 24 minutes.
And like becoming, optimizing your run, and like it's so satisfying getting that S ranking, S plus.
Where now like the challenge is, okay, like how little like ammo and guns can I have and beat these main bosses to finish this game as fast as I can.
There's a trophy you get for not opening up the item box during a run. I don't know how, like that requires like intimate knowledge of the game, like picking up specific amounts of bullets as you go on.
When and where you can pick up stuff, when and where you can, and not being able to go into the item box means you can't discard your keys, so you have to use them completely so you can discard them. Because there's another quality of life thing, kind of. I don't think you're ever allowed to delete stuff that hasn't been fully used.
Yeah, but items that have served their purpose have a little check mark on them in the inventory.
So you know it's okay to get rid of them because you don't need them anymore. But when you're trying to do like speed runs and stuff, or trying to get through it as fast as you can, a lot of the time I just use the key for what I need, throw it in an item box because I'm never going to go back to going to go back to all the doors it can unlock. So doing that, like that alone, like I don't know how I'm going to be able to manage stuff. Like that playthrough feels like it would take at least 20 hours.
Last night I was trying to go as fast as I could, and I for shits and giggles I was like, let's see how long I can go without opening up the item box. That sequence where you get the bolt cutters and go into the west office, because that office is filled with items. It's filled with the valve handle and the fuse. The
fuse.
And
not to mention
both key
flash
items.
Grenade, green herb, ammo,
two types of gunpowder.
And gunpowders.
And so like once you get into there and you're like your inventory is full and you're like, oh shit, how do I do this? Like
you can't drop stuff?
You can.
You can, but it's gone forever.
It hurts to drop stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what if I could have used that grenade in the future?
Yeah, I made a call the other night and I threw away bullets.
Who'd you call?
Claire, and I said, throw away your bullets. You need to pick up that. You need to pick up that key item.
You need that valve handle. I called Mr. X. What do you think about Mr. X?
I like him. It's
Is that new?
No, in the original game, the tyrant was only in the B playthrough. In this one, he is there from the get.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know if I liked it at first, but boy, it really it adds to the feeling, the ambiance, and being able to like hear his footsteps. The sound design in this game,
Like that was another thing I wanted
Holy
to talk about.
shit.
The sound design is probably the best I've ever heard. Like
the
because
sound design is by far one of like the highest contributing factors to why this game is so intense.
Yes, the lighting and sound, because there's never been a time where I heard a door open and then turned to where I thought the noise was coming from, and sure enough, like a zombie busted through, or here comes Mr. X.
It's so unsettling hearing Mr. X's footsteps in the safe room.
So is he just like stalking you?
Throughout the entire
He's a slasher movie villain.
Yeah.
Like
like you can't kill him. He only walks, and
he's Michael Myers. Yeah.
it's
How do you get away from him?
You run.
You run. You can damage him to where he like
him.
you stun him
Like
for a while.
he takes a knee, but no damage you do to him ever contributes to if you ever have
scary.
to fight him.
That's scary.
Like the best, like honestly, the
It's
best
terrifying.
Thing, the best thing to have when you see Mr. X is a flashbang, like because at least it's not ammo that could kill something, and you could.
This is why, in my opinion, like Claire, the Claire run to me is easier.
Yeah.
Because she has the grenade launcher. Leon gets the shotgun, but like
you still got to that.
the grenade launcher, you can knock down Mr. X with like one flame round and like a couple shots to the head. And same with liquors. Liquors go down in like one grenade round, one flame round, and like maybe one bullet. With Leon's shotgun, like it takes so much ammo to kill a liquor and knock Mr. X down.
And you have to be close to get enough damage to like do anything significant.
And is he just like punches you and you're dead?
No,
You can take
you
a few
can take a
hits.
few, but for the most part, he'll fucking.
I love the
uppercut-
videos that have come that are going around. Just like
he'll
people just getting decked.
Yeah, he'll uppercut
X
the
gonna give
shit
it to
out of
you,
you,
yeah.
dude. But I want to tell you guys about my best.
Hold on, I have a question. Do you think he arrived in Raccoon City with that trench coat and fedora, or did they put that on him at the lab?
No, that's I mean,
Like
Picked it up.
they dropped him in the city, and then like
He was walking and picked it up.
oh, I have a
in the original,
theory about the hat because he didn't have a hat in the original.
RE2, he during the B playthrough when you meet him for the first time, you see the helicopter. There's 6 tyrants that they drop into the city, and they drop him, and like he crashes through the police station roof and like lands in there. So like if that's the case here, he had that on before he landed. Like he had the
that's
trench
like
coat.
that's his armor. That's the
It's a Kevlar.
that's
trench
what
coat.
Umbrella R&D came up with for.
He's dressed like fucking Wesker.
Go figure.
Only thing he's missing is his
Go
sunglasses.
figure for this like 18-year-old spoiler.
You get a trophy for shooting his hat off, which is satisfying.
Oh, but I have a theory about his hat because I don't know if you saw, but there are
There's
least
a bunch of fedoras.
there's
in
at
this.
least 58 fedoras in that police station.
There's too many.
So my theory was every time I shot it off, he would just go through a room and pick a new one up.
There's one in like every safe room, and like
Dude, there's like
So
three.
does everyone in Raccoon City just wear a fedora?
Well, all these cops do. Like
Apparently.
all these cops are like,
Well,
oh,
you have
remember
to,
that?
if you're a detective, you got to wear a fedora.
I mean, yeah, that's what they're saying. That's essentially what's going on here. Like, but I was gonna tell you guys.
Hold on.
So,
is Fedora the Explorer? Is that anything?
so I was on the third floor. I was on the third floor in the main hall, which lets you see down. And on the second floor, I saw Mr. X like come through a door and just start walking down the corridor. And I was walking like side by side with him, but from the third. So I was at a level higher than him. He walked into a door, and at that moment, like I had to shoot a zombie, so I shot him. And I look back over, and Mr. X comes right through that
Oh,
door,
no.
stares straight up at me, and just starts walking towards me. And it's like just stuff like that, dude.
His walk is so
Yes.
menacing.
And then like he'll do like a little faster walk when he's getting closer to you. But like that I was like, because I shot the zombie and then I was like, oh shit, did he hear that? And I looked over, and sure enough, dude, he's like just like looked like he was staring right at me.
Okay, we need to take a break. I feel like we've got some more Resident Evil 2 in us. So after the break, we'll talk more about Resident Evil 2. Maybe some Apex Legends. We'll see.
Yeah.
But let's take a quick break. More Good Enough after this. Welcome back to Good Enough. We are still talking about Resident Evil. I want to talk about the puzzles because I feel like they didn't like dumb any of the puzzles down or
No.
anything. One of my favorite things during that. So between last night and this morning, I did an S plus run of Claire in 2.5 hours, and learning the pathing through the police department is so satisfying. Because you have to get 3 medallions to unlock the parking garage.
Secret entrance,
Yeah.
exit.
To leave the police department, and you can get one of the medallions right away. And once you get the spade key, you can get the second one. But to get the third one, you need the detonator and the battery. The detonator requires depending on who you're playing, the club or the heart key. And so once you get the club and heart key, you can, since you can get those first 2 medallions like basically whenever, they're cluttering up your inventory space or your item box. But once you get the detonator, you can just sort of like get all 3 in a quick lap
that
around.
path.
Yeah, in a quick lap around the police department. And it's stuff like that, those like small optimizations where I'm like, I'm learning this game. They do such a good job of like rewarding you for learning the game. But like they don't dumb down any of the puzzles.
No.
I don't know what it was. So the first time I played through the sewers, I got the plugs, the chess piece plug puzzle just fine. But during the B playthrough, I was like, I can't figure this shit out.
They make it harder because they give your 2 starting points that you had in the A playthrough like mean nothing now. Like there's a note that says, "Oh, all the labels are wrong."
Yeah, it just says, "Oh, the night doesn't go in the night plug."
Yeah, it's like, oh well, that makes
Well,
this
shit.
puzzle way harder.
So I finally had to look it up. It was driving me nuts, and I thought I had it like 4 times. But yeah, that I could see how that could be like like an S rank run killer.
Oh yeah,
What's your favorite part of the game, Robbie?
it would. Oh man, I think it's the sewers. I think it's the sewers just because I'm very proud that I'm able to leave all 4 G monsters on my speed runs alive. Like I never have to fight them. And I've apparently I found out I don't know if you did, but it glitches 2 of them out. So one of them it despawns it, and the other it just leaves it in the far end, just like thrashing around like it's fighting itself.
Where? At what point?
In the main sewer that leads either to the workman lift or to that V stairwell.
How?
I don't know exactly how I did it, but I've done it 6 times now, and it's worked the same. So the first thing I do is
That's bullshit.
the first thing I do is there's one where you know the thing, you just shoot it and it like
You shoot it before it comes up.
yeah.
Yeah.
You do that. Then there's another one where so you know that it's like the first door you could come across where you need the crank. Mm-hmm. There's a monster there that like just like swims up to you. It'll swim up to you if you're.
Oh yeah.
If you go a little bit, just for it to like come at you, go underwater and come at you. If you go up, go out, wait for the music cue to stop. Next time you go back, it's gone and it's never come back for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Have you come up with a faster way to get through that sewers to the supply room where all the king and queen pieces are?
Yeah, I could do that.
Because fuck that shit.
My sewer path right now is on point. Like I feel so confident. Like maybe 20 minutes I need to spend in the sewers before I get to the lab.
Damn.
Maybe.
The
I mean, depending on monster RNG and shit. I still get hit every now and then, but
The B run through of the sewers is bonkers. That part, because they throw. I think there's an extra G monster and like a regular zombie.
Yeah.
That pop up.
oh yeah, at the end of that the lower
Yeah.
sewer way.
So you got to be like careful.
Like you almost have to shoot that zombie.
Yeah.
You could leave the G for when you come back.
That's one example of like Leon's run being easier because you could just shotgun that zombie in the head. But yeah, Matt, what's your history with like the Resident Evil franchise?
I played the first one when I was a little while. It was mostly like I watched my brother play
When
it.
you were a baby.
I watched my brother play it, and I think my brother played the second
Wait, were
one.
you even bored when the games were out?
Were you even born in 1997?
Yeah,
How old were you?
I don't want to say. In
How old?
1997,
You were probably like
I was 4.
4.
So
Okay,
I
so let's
remember,
talk
like-
about your parents' decisions to let you watch a.
I remember like watching
horror
my brother
video
play.
game.
So this is
And I-
100% without a parent's
I
consent.
think I think he played the second because I vividly remember like him playing a game. I just can't remember what it was.
Dude, thinking about that, like my parents would never have let me play Resident Evil, but somehow I played it.
So my parents, they got me like my first PlayStation. When did the PlayStation come out? Like 97,
No, the PlayStation came out like 95.
95. Okay, so I got mine like around 98, and it came with Crash, the first Crash, the first Tekken, Starhawk, Resident Evil was in there.
What the heck?
Yeah, my mom had bought it off someone she worked with or something, and they're like, "Oh, this will be a good gift, whatever." Like, probably not realizing, like, I mean, because seeing Crash Bandicoot in there or whatever would
Sure.
probably throw you off a little bit, and Tekken even too. Like,
Sure.
just a little fighter, and then and it was like the case that looked like a VHS case, the big fat plastic one
With the big zombie on it.
yeah. And I was like, oh man, what's this? Played it the first time, like terrified, like absolutely terrified. It wasn't until my aunt, like probably like your brother, started playing it that I would watch her. She went and bought the strategy guide because she got hooked. And like I was basically her navigator. Like I remember sitting next to her and like reading the strategy guide, like, okay, we need to go here. You need to go to this place to get the key or whatever. And like it, and like I, at the time, not having a memory card, I distinctly remember that. So like,
Oh, man.
we would just take like long breaks with it while it was paused and like go back to it. Like it was an old, like wooden TV. Like it was like in one of those wooden frames.
The wooden TV.
Like it was like honestly probably one of my dearest like video game memories.
I think like with our 2019 eyes, it's easy to be like, hey, why did you let us play those games? And especially like with the shit kids have access to now with like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, but okay, I was just gonna say. So imagine like a kid playing this for the first for the first time, like we did when we did Resident Evil, but where our blood was literally like pixels, just like fat pixels. Dude, when she pulls that, or whoever pulls that cop's head back,
Oh my God.
like you should not be able to see muscle tissue.
It's so violent.
Like it is so violent and like just so.
That kind of brings me to like the new Mortal Kombat, like Mortal Kombat 11. I was watching. They announced it recently, and I want to know what you guys think about this. They did that fatality montage. Is it too violent?
I might be too old for Mortal Kombat.
I don't think
we're not the crowd for it.
I don't think I'm the target audience, and I like as technology continues to evolve, this shit's going to continue to get more realistic. Is it like? Is it
okay.
because I'm old and I'm not the target audience anymore, or is it because like it's too graphic? Like, what is this?
Dude, honestly,
the feeling I got when I watched that montage, I was like, "What is
like,
happening?"
Never mind that montage. That the Baraka, like they were showing like all of his moves and stuff. When he like bites the
Oh
arm,
yes,
Yeah.
like I was like, that to me is the standout. Like that's too fucking far.
The worst
Right.
one was I think it was it Baraka's fatality
Where
where
he
like,
eats the brain.
where he rips their face off and then rips their skull off and then rips their brain out and eats it.
Yeah,
Jeez.
It's like
Jesus.
3 layers of
I'm
ripping
like-
parts off.
And like
There's that Scarlet's back, and like she takes their blood out and then makes a scythe out of their blood and kills them with the blood scythe. I was like, whoa, I felt like my mom. Like, what the fuck is this?
But dude, it's we ran a so I work in news. We ran a story on our news about Mortal Kombat 11 and like all the hype around it. It's because like we did a story about the like wherever they announced it at.
yeah.
They had their own event. Like,
Yeah, and it's huge. People are so excited.
I mean, it's a huge franchise, and it's some
Sure.
of the, it's some of the tightest fighting, especially in the last few. That I mean, I love how tight the fighting
yeah,
is.
you can't deny those mechanics.
Yeah, that's all fine, like and great. Like I just don't want to seem like a prude, like, but like that.
I didn't know what was
just,
happening to me.
I was like, I can't. I could not handle a full fight with like all these.
I mean, they've been really violent a lot. Like Mortal Kombat 10 was super violent.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
They all are, but like at this point, we've seen.
It's like-
we've seen where it started, though. Like and like
Yeah.
Yeah, this combo of like technology plus like our age. It's like, no, I don't want to play this anymore. Like it's too violent.
Like where ripping someone's head like with their skull is still attached became like a joke. Like it was like whatever. Like now, like Baraka eating that dude's brain.
I felt so old.
I didn't realize that the first game was the reason why games have ratings.
Yeah. So in that sense, I guess it's living up to it.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That one, and it was another game that came out the same exact year. It was like a point and click adventure where someone gets raped in it.
Oh my
like
god!
there's these home invaders, and
Oh my gosh.
and you can get like there's characters that get raped in it. So
Oh my god!
that and Mortal Kombat are the reason.
There's lots of games. Like talking about what our parents allowed us to play.
ESRB exists
There's a
now.
lot of games that I played that my parents would not have been happy with. Like Manhunt. I remember
Same, absolutely.
I remember like as like probably like 8 or 9 years old playing Manhunt.
I remember
Like that game is probably one of the most effed up games ever
I want
made.
to say either me or Wes got it, and the only time we would play it is when like I would spend the night at Weston's house because he had a room detached from the main house, so we'd just be in there playing Manhunt or whatever god awful game we
Like,
shouldn't have been.
It may have done things to me that I don't realize, but
Well, I mean, now, as our generation becomes parents and their, our kids get older and stuff, like because of this, like we have like the advantage of knowing like we need to watch out what our kids consume.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely. I couldn't imagine like that. Just you saying that right now added a level of anxiety I've never felt before. 'Cause
Seriously.
I was like, what if I had to protect a child I loved against all this stuff?
Right.
I worked at a school for a year and I taught fourth graders, and these fourth graders were like talking about Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like, how old are you in fourth grade? Like 10? 9?
Oh, you're like 7, maybe 8.
No,
I
you're
think
like,
like 8 or 9.
you're like 8 or
in
9.
fourth grade.
Yeah.
Like these 8 or 9 year olds playing GTA 5 talking about like picking up hookers and like murdering people, and I'm like,
We've become our parents.
but it's not like my thing is I don't want to get all weird, but like these parents were buying. They're like, yeah, my mom bought this for my birthday, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, because I mean,
I had to go in secret and play Grand Theft Auto when I was a kid.
Yeah, same.
Seriously, seriously.
My
I had
cousin.
to go to my best friend's house, who his mom bought him Grand Theft Auto.
I'd go to my cousin's house who was able to get GTA before me, and he was 3 years younger. So he would like bring it to my grandma's house, and we'd all huddle in the kitchen for whatever reason, like on the tiny TV in the kitchen. I think just because we used to eat a lot too while we were playing. But like we would just sit there taking turns, like playing Grand Theft Auto 3 at the time.
It says something to like, because I hate the argument that like the violent video games cause problems. Like
I hate
like
that
a lot of people compare like the school shootings are because of like violent video games, but like I don't like that argument. But I'm like, I don't want my future kid to be playing
And
like
that's
a super violent video game.
Well,
yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, though.
no, as
too,
long
you know?
but as
Right,
long as you as a
right.
parent like are okay, it falls to the parent,
Right.
Right, like you got to.
100%. And not only like do you give it to them, but like teaching the child how and when is appropriate to react in certain ways to certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you don't.
And not because I think that like violent video games do cause problems, but I'm like, I just don't want like my child to be
Yeah, I don't.
seeing stuff like that.
Yeah, not at a young
what is
age.
That, what does that say?
It says that we live in a world where culture has become so like
Right.
filled with violence and stuff that we have, as parents, we have to like do more patrolling of what our kids consume.
But it's just like this Mortal Kombat game is a huge mainstream game. It's like it's making huge news, but it and this game probably makes Manhunt look like Mario.
Oh yeah, definitely now, especially.
And it's a mainstream video game. Where like as a Manhunt, not everyone knew about Man. Like I feel like Manhunt was a fairly like low key video game.
Do you remember in Mortal Kombat 9, I think it was 9, one of the fatalities was Noob Saibot, and like he could duplicate himself, and he would like
pull the guy
apart, pull
Yeah.
your opponent
Yeah.
apart, and like they'd rip from the bottom, and their intestines and shit would fall out. Like even now, like I don't know, it didn't bother me then. It does now, and like the idea that that's the level of violence we're gonna get. With Mortal Kombat 11, as graphics continue to get better and more realistic.
What is Mortal Kombat 12 gonna be?
Fuck that. What's Mortal Kombat 20 gonna be?
Dude, seriously. We're old.
We're old, and I don't like these violent video games.
It's not
We
just the violence,
just spent 45 minutes talking about Resident Evil 2. Why is Resident Evil 2 okay though?
I mean,
Why aren't we upset with that?
I wouldn't want a kid to see that. That would
No, me
fuck
either.
him up.
But like, I'm
I think that would fuck him up more because that ambience is terrifying, dude. Like,
no, I agree. I'm saying like, why are we?
okay with like seeing
Like-
that and not.
Yeah, why are we squirming over Mortal Kombat 11 but not Resident Evil?
That's different. I mean, for me, it feels different just because it's a different genre. Like we're almost like if you're going into a survival horror game, like you're probably gonna expect to see some nasty
It's like watching
shit.
a horror movie.
I mean, I'll be honest. Like the decapitation of that deputy in RE7 was a little too much for me.
Yes,
I thought that was
very good point.
I thought that was like, oh,
And then you had to dig through his body
then you had to like
to get the key.
you had to go into his neck hole where he was decapitated to find the key.
That's right.
Like I thought that was like a
Yeah.
little far, but again, like
It's
you kind of
there's a-
expect that from
with,
RE3 or RE7,
yeah,
or
with-
Resident Evil in general.
Right, and with Mortal Kombat, it's like
I mean,
you
you definitely expect that too, but I don't know.
the tone is different. It's almost like they're trying to be comedic with how violent their shit is,
Yeah.
And with Resident Evil, it's a very serious tone. It's like
Right.
watching a horror movie.
Yeah.
So, context, I guess, is the definer
'cause Mortal
here.
Kombat's always it's shock factor.
Yeah.
Like when the trailer, it's everyone's like, "Oh, whoa! Look at all these crazy fatalities."
I forgot about those bits in RE7 where
Yeah.
the sheriff gets not decapitated
It's
by
not
the
even
shovel.
decapitated, dude. He gets his head cut in half by a fucking shovel.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then
Like diagonally.
yeah.
Like that. And then like this like the top part is like still
Yeah,
on
like he,
sitting
like,
on the shovel.
It's like he shovels his head.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then you got to dig through the sheriff's body later to get a
Yeah.
key.
You gotta go in through his neck hole.
Good lord.
It's disgusting. I forgot all about
And you
that.
right after you find the now fully decapitated head in a fridge with a note on it. Which was all taken. None of that's in the Japanese version.
Yeah, I
The
heard.
decapitation.
I remember
you
reading with
you
it.
don't go through the body, and it's just a note in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. Is it in the fridge in the trailer? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a good game.
It really is.
RE7.
That really turned me on the franchise because
I wanted to. Yeah,
I had all but abandoned it since 5.
same. And Resident Evil, like Capcom's turnaround. I don't want to say turnaround because they've always been. That's not true. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm getting twisted up. I'm saying like the handling of their pillar franchises has been bonkers the last couple of years. Because last year was Monster Hunter World, and they recently announced that like it's the best selling and fastest selling Capcom game of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it broke records for them. And then they followed that up with this remake, RE2 remake. And it's coming off the heels of Resident Evil 7. So like the way they're handling these two franchises right now is so good and gives me like I'm super optimistic about the future of Resident Evil.
Same here. I'm super I'm hyped for 8 now. Like
whatever 8 is, I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll go back to like a character we know. I'm thinking, but or what do you want? Do you want more?
Well, so they're gonna do 3, remake 3.
Yeah, they're simultaneously working on 3 and 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I guess we have to see how 3 does, but like I wouldn't be surprised if they revisit Code Veronica at some point.
Yeah, they'll have to remake 4.
I don't know. 4's been remastered a whole bunch.
Right,
I don't.
but it's the most popular Resident Evil game.
It is, yeah, but like
That's why it's like literally on every console now. Like, there's not a console you can't except Switch, but
it's funny
who
because
fucking knows how long that'll take.
It's a different game, and that's the reason why we have like the shooter mechanics that we have now with Resident Evil.
And I would say, like, if they're gonna do anything, maybe another HD. But I know they've already done that a few times.
Yeah,
I feel like
RE4 is already on PS4.
Yeah, so like, and someone who's like semi recently, like in the last year, 2 years, has played the original RE4 on a PlayStation 2. Dude, if you've never played like a Resident Evil game, like if you've only ever played a third-person shooter, you'll pick that game up and know exactly how to play everything. Mm-hmm. Like that game is, like, it wasn't until I played it on the PS2 that I was like, wow, this game is like.
It was very revolutionary
incredibly revolutionary, dude. Like
I loved it. That was the first Resident Evil game that I like had my really first experience with.
And we can probably like credit like the third person shooter genre
to
Resident Evil 4.
100%.
The problem is I also replayed it recently, and like it's now, I mean, it's not my favorite Resident Evil game. Like I want Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil 2 remake levels of polish for every Resident Evil game going forward. And I hope Capcom doesn't start getting shit from like fans demanding stuff. They did open it up. It's scary because they said, "Oh, we'll remake RE3 if fans demand it."
Yeah,
you gotta be careful. You can't use the word demand in this like currently like because
they will,
and then they'll hate you for it when you don't.
Yeah, exactly. But like going forward, like I'm just like. I'm super excited for whatever they do with Resident Evil next.
So am I, and I'm 100% in. Like, all they have to do is you can make it first or third. I'm still in. First person or third person, I'm still in. Mm-hmm. That gunplay is tight. The everything that I remember from like the original that I liked, the management, the item management, like just all of that stuff. Like as long as they keep what they've got to now. I'm fine, man.
I do have one demand for Code Veronica.
All right, hold on. Request.
Demand.
Okay.
They need to keep... they can change anything they want. Steve needs to stay exactly the same. Do not change his voice.
But Steve
in
dies.
Any way. Steve's voice needs to stay exactly the same.
Does he die? No, wait.
No. Well...
Does he...
He turns into a monster.
Fuck, I can't remember. It's been a while. You and I played Resident Evil Code Veronica.
He turns into a monster.
We played it together at the condo.
Yeah. And 3.
Yeah, and 3.
And so, okay, you know what? I have a demand. This is not Capcom, but Konami, give me Silent Hill, please.
Oh no, Konami's gone off the rails.
See, my experience was more Silent Hill than Resident Evil. I played Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2. I need a Silent Hill remake. I needed it.
Hopefully they'll learn.
Konami's gone off the rails, like between all the Kojima stuff and like now they're focusing more on like mobile and stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't hold your breath for Silent Hill unless another studio gets their hands on it.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say unless they let someone else
just give it to Kojima.
Remember PT?
Why? Kojima ain't gonna fucking touch that. He has no reason to right now.
Well, Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I hope we never get to play Death Stranding.
Well, did you see how he took the game to Guerrilla to let them play it?
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So like a few weeks ago. So apparently a few years ago when Kojima was touring like studios looking for an engine to use, when he got to Guerrilla, they gave him like their engine like on a hard drive or whatever. Just gave it to them. Do whatever you can or want with that. Like if you want to use ours, like here, just here. It's yours. No, nothing. Like just literally, they said it was a raw like build of their engine. Like, and they said from there on, Kojima was like, well, this is the one I'm using. So like the late last year, he took the most recent build to Guerrilla and let them play, and like all of their tweets and stuff were like, oh my God, like what is this? Like I can't believe what we just played. I can't believe what we just saw.
Part of me,
but
like
a lot of that,
I'm just like, I don't. Yeah, they're probably hyping it for him, but
they're all homies now.
But
the mystery is
part of it. I almost don't want to play it, like because whatever it is not gonna. I mean, I'm sure it's fucking Kojima. I'm sure it's gonna be like phenomenal.
Have you seen the super
it's gonna
cut of all the trailers put together?
Nonsense. Yes.
Oh boy.
And like the forethought that went into those trailers.
My thing is,
because some of them came out years apart too.
Yeah,
that first one where he wakes up on the beach was probably like 3 years ago.
I remember watching that, seeing that trailer and being like, I don't know what this is. I don't want to know. I love it.
And then the second one, we see Guillermo del Toro
coming out of the sewer
holding a
and hiding
baby.
from Mads Mikkelsen.
And then the third one, we see a baby inside Norman Reedus.
His esophagus.
And then we see
it's all cool, bro.
And then he's like, there's like aliens. And then the fourth one, he's just a delivery man.
Yeah. I don't know what this game is, and I mean,
like, right. I see where they're going with this.
I mean, this might be the best marketing campaign in the history of video games.
Oh, dude, there's no way that this game doesn't sell 14 million copies.
Kojima could put his name on a piece of like literal shit, and it would still sell. Like Robbie and I saw him at E3 last year. You should have seen.
Shit was wild.
You should have seen. He was walking around the floor like the president of the United States. He had an entire basically like Secret Service around him.
What's that? What's that game? Katamari.
Uh-huh.
Where you just roll over stuff and it becomes a part of you. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, like it was
like
him,
Kojima's group would pass people,
but it was him standing in the middle with like a detail around him, and then just like a crowd of people.
Oh my God,
following him. It was crazy.
Yeah,
he's so little.
Yeah,
like he's such a little guy.
He's brilliant. I mean, he's earned it. He's earned his spot.
100%.
He's earned his reputation.
We watched a panel with him, and like just
it was super interesting.
He's a fascinating individual.
Yeah, like especially when he was talking about he talked about how he played with dolls to map out the choreography for everything in Metal Gear 4.
Like he had it all,
and 5 and like all of them, but like they were like, what's your what do you do to get prepared? He was like, just play with toys, just like.
Silent Hill is probably in my top 10 favorite video games of all time. So like, much love, Kojima.
I was thinking about that and like, does the RE2 remake make my top 10 of all time?
That's
like
I was telling you,
I like it that much.
Like I was telling you, like this is up there for me, but I, for the life of me, can't figure out where to put it. Like, because
I feel like it might be like low on my top 10, like 9 or 10, but it might make my top 10. It's so good.
I think it definitely does for me.
You could just feel the love Capcom has for this game.
Like anytime I play through a game more than like 3, 4, 5 times, like it's on my list.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to like not recording, like stopping recording, so I can go get that last Mr. Raccoon. I'm only missing one right in the middle of Leon's campaign.
Oh man, but yeah.
Hey, remember when we were talking about what if a cougar was Santa Claus?
Uh-huh.
All right, I just wanted to make sure Cougar Claus, but it's spelled at C-L-A-U-S.
I can't stop picturing a cougar with like a white beard.
Looking in the mirror, he's all, oh.
Is he Tim Allen?
He's Tim Allen.
They're like, all right, for this remake, we put a cougar in instead of Tim Allen, but we told him he had to act like he was Tim Allen.
I do want to see the story where like Santa Claus comes back and just starts massacring elves. It's like, and then it's just an hour and a half of like the mantle of Santa Claus being passed around because like one elf gets it and gets power hungry, and then like they have to take him down, and then there's like a whole.
And then like just in the foreground, there's just like
we just didn't
fat cougar just like gorged itself.
Why didn't any of the other elves like kill Santa? Like, was that too much power and responsibility to have?
Maybe their little bodies
Well,
can't
it
handle.
seemed like the elves are in charge. Those two, like the two main elves, those guys ran
Hey,
the
if
North
we-
Pole.
Well, sure, but
if
like,
we have, can I just suggest, like, if we have time to keep talking, can we talk about like Apex or something?
we're actually out of time. We're right on an hour
Do you
right
have
now.
lunatics talking about that's cougars and elves?
All right. Well, thank you for listening to Good Enough this week. We're back. Feels good to be back in the swing of things. We will be back next week with more Good Enough. Hopefully,
Some Game Club, probably. Hopefully, probably not, because you guys are going to keep playing Resident Evil 2.
I was gonna say definitely, but I'm gonna pull back on that.
I've already played my portion.
I am gonna go watch the Santa Claus so I can brush up on my.
I mean, obviously, guys, if you haven't, go watch Hobbs and Shaw trailer
Man,
because you know
You cannot, Robbie.
you know we'll talk about that.
Robert, you cannot bring that up at the end of the episode. We're done. You
Hobbs
can't
and Shaw
do that.
versus Wesker.
prepare for at least a 2.5 hour episode.
You cannot bring that into this.
Why?
At the last,
Give me one reason why.
because now that's all I want to talk about. All right. Well, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with some Hobbs and Shaw.